Okay, well, let's just get this party started. Uh, I want to dish major praise to Lauren for making my life so easy. We just traveled to Costa Rica, and it's so nice to have a great travel buddy. So major praise to Lauren. Also want to praise Breechies for keeping me so organized and really coming out of nowhere with like, hey, don't forget to do the givebacks distribution. I totally forgot. And so thank you, Breechies, for that. And I also want to praise Mitch, Ashley, and Mohammed for just in general always maintaining the givebacks distribution with such integrity and like speed. And with that, I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Thank you, Griff. I want to praise Monique for just being on top of like all kinds of things, like a really successful solo launch, and then just like making sure that the Give Power instant boosting design is looking good, and keeping involved with the QF spec, and just like Monique is everywhere, and he ensures that the quality of our DApp is really high, and I'm so glad he's here. And I want to praise Heather for taking on the role of PMing the fundraising group. It's like a super needed role, and I think it's just really going to help us get a lot more grants. And she's doing such a good job of learning all kinds of PMing information, and she's great. And I also want to praise Franco for being amazing Giveth house steward. He juggles so much there, and then also just being an amazing Giveth contributor, like running praise and streaming all the calls super effectively and managing our documentation. Franco is super amazing, and I will pass it on to Mitch.
Sure. I want to praise Mo for the great series of posts and all the designs for the new single project page features. Looking really, really hot. I'd like to give some praise to Vlad to jumping into our governance call and just like really presenting an idea with conviction about getting Givethers to Brazil and like onboarding the people and really making the case that like the people there are really hungry for the stuff that we're working on. And so that was cool. And lastly, I'll give some praise to Carlos and Mateo for hanging out and working on some stuff for AI April and just brainstorming together. It's been really, really cool. And that's it. I will pass it on to Almond.
Thank you. I want to praise Giveth for onboarding 12 people, 12 persons to Discord in so little time. I want to praise Nicola for staying on top of Meet the Makers and managing the program so effectively. And I want to praise Ashley for facilitating a Spanglish really cool session around verification. And so, Giveth, I'm going to pass it to you.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Well, I'm so excited to be here, and also a little bit of nerviosa. But thank you for this meeting, and thank you for this praise, Salmon. You're so cool person, and you know all that beautiful things that I think about you. Thank you.
And I can pass it to you for you. Let's throw it to Nico.
Thank you, Griff. I'd like to give my praise to Corey and Suga and Ashley and Jankin for coordinating their buddy calls this week. And also, I'd like to give my praise to Heather for jumping on a call with me earlier for our task. And also, a praise to Frischel for our co-working call yesterday. We did a lot of things on our checklist. And passing it back to you, Griff.
Sure, let's throw it to Breechies.
GM, everyone. My first praise is for Jake because I was quantifying praise, and when I read him, like his praise was really good, like really beautiful. That made me cry of happiness. My second praise is for Nick because he took his time to explain me like all the stuff about the body calls, and he's always on top of everything. And my third praise is for Griff because he always worked hard and he's trying to focus on what's important. And yep, I will pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Bridges. Hello, everybody. I would like to praise, first of all, Sam for having so much patience with me and AI. He's been helping me a lot to discover this new world. I want to praise Nicola, Cotabe, and Almon for their coordination on the first Spanish speaking Meet the Makers version. It was awesome to hear it in Spanish. And I also want to praise Claire and Nicola for like really big support on what on the rewards team. Like I could not do it without you guys. And I'll pass it over to Monique.
Shame everybody. I want to praise Ali Reza, Ramin, and Mary Jeff and Mohammed for preparing another feature branch for Silo, commenting the OP in one day and just release it in a single day. And I want to praise Amin for taking care of the Kubernetes in the background and working on the Give Power, instance boosting, and multi-chain stuff. I want to praise Santi for a long, good meeting about the NFT meeting for project owners and the NFT meeting for donors. And I pass it to Hossein.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I want to praise Mitch for being on top of the PFP utilization on the DApp. He's been all over that and really great job. I want to praise Mo for being a really great design partner and actually picking up a lot of slacks from my end this past few days. And also, I would like to praise Monique for being a great PM and being on top of a lot of issues. So I'll pass it to Mo.
I don't know what that was for, but I'll just take it. How does that sound? Yeah. I have so much praise to give out this week. I really want to praise Lauren and Monique for having one-on-one calls with me this week to teach me the best practices of being a good PM. And I want to praise Yas for being really organized on Notion with all of her fundraising grants for Giveth, and that will definitely help inform the framework for our PMing projects. And I want to praise Steve. Oh my god, Steve made my life so much easier doing head hunting on Twitter. Oh my god, I don't have enough words for how happy I am. And I will pass it on to Jake.
Yeah, after a week off, I was a huge fan of this 1990s Alice in Chains band, so I'm happy I finally got to meet Man in the Box, Griff. He's committed weekly to our fundraising calls. I really appreciate it. Also, Amin, Monique, and Mateo, if you guys are vegetarians, you wouldn't know it because you're just eating up Cow Swap all week, and I really appreciate it. And lastly, the Terminator of fundraising, Yaz. She was sick last week, and then she said, "I'll be back." So very well, Yaz. You're doing an unbelievable job this week. Let me pass along to Corey.
Hey, thanks. I also got a lot of praise to give out, but I'll for the three today, I wanted to praise Ahmad for hosting the comms call this week and for pushing us forwards with SEO implementations. Really exciting to see this happen. And I want to praise actually Mo and the dev team for the really cool templates for the SEO landing pages. And I want to praise Claire for an awesome sync and for the great work around hashtag research and LinkedIn strategy. Think we're going to make some really good progress there. So that's exciting. The rest I'm going to write in the channel now. And I would like to pass this to, how about Ronan McGovern?
Howdy, folks. I'm totally new here. I met Ashley at ETH Denver, and so all of my three praises have to go to Ashley.
Nice. Let's pass it to Ashley too.
Thanks. I want to praise, first of all of the ambassadors that have taken part of the program, coming to our sessions, learning as much as they can about Giveth and preparing themselves to like share it with the world. It's been so fun to participate in those sessions and see all the progress and also learn with them. I also, again, I feel like I'm going to say this every week until we're done, but like Mitch puts so much care and finesse into this sub-application stuff, taking all of the feedback from the previous session and coordinating a new session for all of us to participate in and really just like herding us all through this process. I know it's not easy and I really appreciate that. And I want to praise Nico and Frashelle for just like always working in the background to help me to coordinate buddy review stuff, making sure I have the feedback that I need and answering any questions. Yeah. And I will pass it over to Wonka.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, I would like to praise Grief because I think that Giveth is an example of for DAOs in the space and to all the community because I mean so many things happening like the fundraising is super cool, the AI April, so many standards in the community, the tech development relationships, it's super cool. And I also want to praise, I don't know who did the sound bit where I spoke on about Latin America and the mindset, but thank whoever did that because it's like the first time like I hear myself on something like that. So thank you. And yeah, I would also like to praise Nicola because her support to Gravity as an organization and in Giveth has been really, really, really amazing. And yeah, I really hope that we can share good news soon. And I will pass it to Kai.
Yeah, hi. I want to give praise to Mitch for helping us through this period, man. Great work on subtarification. Love you funneling all the ideas together. I want to also praise Bodhisattva Jim and Moshi Hub for jamming with me on like how we could form our own sub-DAO or chapter. And I also want to praise Toraif for setting up Wazoo. That's something that helps us monitor vulnerabilities and security stuff on our servers. And
I can pass it for you. Oh, I can pass it for you. You just
please,
came in.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mo, I think is your mic working again? What do you think, Mo? Almost. Nope. Just blank. I think. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
can hear me.
Yeah, we hear
Sorry.
you.
Okay. I want to praise Tosin for working on the gift saving. I want to praise also Mitch for the Giveth Pro idea. I almost like it. And I want to praise Monique for helping with the issues as always. And yeah, that's it. I actually don't remember my other praises now. So I pass it back to Griff.
Perfect. And with that, we can start the show. We're at our 15-minute mark. So let's share some screen and get this party started. Thank you, Mo. Thank you all for another fantastic praise session. We're entering community call 159 on the auspicious 420. And you just experienced praise. So we do this every week. You guys know it, most of you, but some of you are new here, so just so you know, praise actually turns into give tokens, as crazy as that is, but only if it's written down in Discord. So in our Discord, you can hit /praise and dish praise to basically anyone for anything. And every 2 weeks that will get quantified and actually turn into give tokens as a reward for people that you give gratitude to. So it's super cool tool, an amazing process and a really fun way to reward our community for the work that's being done. And in this call, it's a great way to get decentralized updates. But let's go to the centralized updates. The big things are that referrals are live, so that's awesome. Also, we just soft launched the Cello, which is pretty cool. I'm sure there'll be more about that. And I didn't update the April AI winners, but in round 1 it was Ramin and Zepti. In the last round it was Lauren, Ahmad, and Justina. So major congrats, and I'm really excited to see AI April this week and see what you guys come up with. There's a lot of cool 20 people presenting this week, so we'll see how that goes. And with that, we can just jump straight into comms and hear from Corey on what's going on in the communications world.
Thanks. Yeah, so the theme of this week is it's Earth Week. So what we're doing for Earth Week is every day we've been featuring verified projects that have a focus on protecting our natural environments. So if you check our Twitter, you'll see every day we've got a different tweet coming out promoting a different project, bringing, highlighting all different kinds of cool initiatives around the world that are raising money to create positive impact in our natural environments. Also, what else we have here is an update. We have, something I definitely want to make sure to mention is, okay, we gotta give some light to this amazing graphic created by Lauren. Actually, this was part of your AI April playing around, as far as I know. So yeah, definitely have that featured here as well. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure to mention that we still have 13 hours left for the ENS small grants round. So we posted some communications about this. There's a link right here that you can follow. If you do hold ENS tokens, please make sure to vote. Yeah, it's about 12 to 13 hours left. So our grant is right there. There's also lots of other cool projects to check out from the Giveth Galaxy. So take a look and get your votes in today. Otherwise, also this week, we had another Give Talk. We invited guests Niran and Paul from Panvala Stamps to join, where they share tips with us on how to maximize support for verified projects on Giveth. So you can check out the recording in case you weren't able to catch this one live, but there's lots of good info in there about the Panvala Stamps program. And more Earth Day vibes. This week, we shared a live stream of our Meet the Makers session with projects Barichara, Healing Coral, and Cahuita Roots, sharing about their environmental focused projects. And this one is in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking community. So really cool to see this live stream. Love this format, actually. And then final update, round 33 givebacks are out. So make sure that you go and claim your give if you haven't done so, and make sure you get this super cool POAP if you donated at least $10 in this past round. And otherwise, coming soon, Gitcoin Grants. Gitcoin Grants is coming out next week. We are in this round. So comms is very busy preparing all kinds of communications around this for Twitter Spaces, threads, outreach, and more. We're plugging away at SEO implementation, and we've got upcoming announcements for PFP integration and also adding Cello. So stay tuned for those coming out soon. I will go ahead and pass this to the Communitas Working Group. I think Ashley is here to take it.
Thank you, Corey. Yeah. So we're back on for next Wednesday on our community AMA and orientation. We had Meet the Makers yesterday, but next Wednesday we will have our regularly scheduled orientation call. So if you have any questions or you want to know how the referral program works or something like this, please stop in and ask away, and we can answer any questions you might have. We do our building syncs on Tuesday at 9 a.m. and feel free to join us then as well. We've got a lot of things happening or have already happened. We've got this ambassador program, as you may have heard in my check-in. Welcome to all the Giveth ambassadors. I see one of you here in this call, so welcome. Our third session will be happening on Monday, the 24th, 11 a.m. Costa Rica time. This has been so much fun. Like, all of our sessions mostly have been happening in Spanglish. We've got English going, we've got Spanish going, we've got translations going. It's been a lot of fun. And, you know, if any of you contributors in this call feel like joining us and meeting the ambassadors and seeing what we're up to, everybody is welcome to join and come have some fun with us while we learn. And we're thinking now that we've had a few sessions, we're going to do a retrospective session soon. So that will be coming up just to kind of take the feedback that we have now and how to make it better in the future, because we've learned a lot. Coming soon, we've got the launch of the GM podcast and the Aprendamos Refi podcast. There's episodes being recorded right now, so keep an eye out. Launch dates should be being announced here soon. And then last but not least, this Meet the Makers that you heard about, we'll be having another retrospective session to talk about what went well and what we could do better in the next one, and they're getting better all the time. So if you want to participate or you have some feedback for us, there's a doodle here you can fill out to join us in the session. We've got upcoming Twitter space on the 26th for the Gitcoin Grants beta round. You can always find the past recordings on YouTube and on Spotify. We have like a podcast format for all the Give talks there. And up in the right, we've got our regular brainstorming stuff. I think that we've got some space coming up for community spotlights. So if you have any ideas or connections with people who might want to come and present in this call, please add them to the spreadsheet here. Ideas for Twitter spaces as well as Giveth Essentials. I think we should be planning this crypto questions AMA Giveth Essentials one soon, and you can also find the past recordings on the YouTube. There's a link there. Gravity. The forum post is wrapping up, I think. It's becoming pretty clear of Gravity role at Giveth and how they will function, and I think we'll have also a essential session about this as well in the work. So, but Nicola is happy to do that soon, so keep an eye out for that. Let's see. And their next call will be, they have a monthly call. Their next call will be May 12th at 10 a.m. Costa Rica time. So also, just so that anybody in this call knows, Gravity is a tool that we use for conflict resolution. If you're feeling any tension or seeing any conflicts in the community, we can use these as a tool to grow as a community and learn in the process. So I think conflict also brings up opportunities for growth. And if you see any or feel any, please fill out this type form and the Graviton will get in touch with you. And if you're interested in just getting more involved with the process, you can DM Nicola. And that's all from Communitas this week. And I'll pass it forward to Platform Circle. Development.
Hey everyone. Yeah, the development working group sync is happening on Monday. We usually do planning bi-weekly. You can attend, you can find it in the Giveth calendar. And let's start with the slides. This is our planned release plan, but we usually update it every week, so you can take a look. Admin improvements, launch, Silo integration, I can say soft launched, PF integration next week, probably at the end of the week. Optimism and second phase of the Silo with extended token list may happen in the 2nd of May. Giveaway notifications, I hope we can deliver it on the 5th of May. Instant boosting. And this project's factoring, there are lots of discussion around it. We may make it happen with other projects at the same time. But right now, we planned it for the 5th of August. And Giveaway multi-chains, as you can see, I guess that we can deliver it in the mid of the August. There's lots of things are going on that I cannot plan for it right now. Just for information, Mohammed is working on General Magic projects, Praise project. We're gonna have to dedicate some resources for Twitter Praise next week. Catalan language, Catalonian language is, ready. We have to announce it, but we need some QA. Kubernetes is happening in the background. Dashboards, we have lots of issues related to the dashboards. We have to start SEO and landing this week. CoSwap has been started already by Mattel. Zcash, everything connects, Rocket Pool, NFT for owners. We have lots of things that we have to prepare for, the rest of the year. And I'm sure that if we can plan, our roadmap gets full by the end of the year, I guess. And I pass it to Lauren.
Thanks, Monique. Give economy working group things. So we have a lot of overlap with the DAP, but I'll just kind of like go through some of the things quickly. You can go to the next slide, group. Mo will probably talk about this design, but we spent a bunch of time talking about improving the project experience and how this might affect our integration of quadratic funding. We're also talking about Giveth Pro, which is basically like, imagine if project owners could stake Give tokens to like upgrade their experience and also access other features. Like imagine if project owners could stake Give tokens, and that would be the way that they would be able to get into the quadratic funding round. So we also went through a little bit the quadratic funding spec and are talking about putting this on a higher priority in the Give economy working group and just like trying to build it out sooner because it's actually at the top of our token log. Also in the Give economy side, the Fox region farm has ended. The rewards have ended like on Tuesday. So we're archiving it. Ramin created a hotfix to push up today to like just tell people so they're not confused when they see the 0% APR. But we also reached out to Shapeshift to see if they want to top up the rewards and keep that program going or keep that farm going. As Monique mentioned, Cello is on live. We're announcing on Monday. Optimism will be coming in a few weeks. Give power. Yeah, Monique already mentioned all this too. So then I guess the only other thing I have to say is about the GiveStream history table. We're working on adding something to the history table basically when praise rewards go out. So it'll just say like, you got this give from praise, which would be really cool for our users. And then in the Give economy research side of things, we're in a conversation with Index Coop about creating a potential collaboration where DeFi users can basically donate a percentage of their yield that they earn. And Santi has been looking into different NFT projects that we could use to create an NFT integration on Giveth, where basically project owners would be able to create their own NFT collection. And he put together this kind of like preliminary idea spec doc. So I linked it there in the slides as well. And yeah, that's basically all I got for Give economy. So I'll just sling it over to the fundraising working group. Sorry.
That's right. So I'll take the fundraising. So we're still reeling off of our huge success with Optimism. Just an obscene amount of money, and the OP token has been going up amazingly. So like life is good in fundraising. We also, of course, sealed the deal with Cello and Optimism, and those chains launched. Like from the fundraising team, I want to give so much gratitude and praise to the dev team for getting these things out so quickly. It's amazing to have paid work on the app, and it's so awesome that you guys are prioritizing it for our team so well that we can point to these things later for helping us do more fundraising. And still also blown away by being #1 on DAO drops. I think this will be the last time I mention that, but like of all the DAO projects out there, we were the #1. We're everyone's favorite. So that's just amazing. Yeah, and we have some big opportunities coming in. We're going to bring back more of a Scrum process. We've been kind of lazy lately, honestly. We haven't been tracking issues in GitHub. We're going to start tracking them in Notion, it sounds like. And Heather's coming in to help Yas lead the Scrum process. So that's really nice. We're also we're building grants for, I guess we're not really building grants for Optimism anymore. I guess that's done. But Ethereum Foundation, Ether Classic is the next one on the list. Surprisingly, we're very far along in getting a 50K grant from Ether Classic, so that's exciting. Also, Golem is launching a new project that will be funding public goods. So that's awesome. And it's not listed here, but it should be. Obviously, Gitcoin grants is the big thing for sure. Yeah, and the rest of this is not so interesting stuff we've said all the time. But next week there is a VC pitch that Jake and Yas are setting up with the graph. So we'll give a 5-minute pitch to a bunch of big VCs in the space, like Multi-Chain Capital, and all the big VCs are actually going to be there, and that'll be kind of fun. And with that, we'll just throw it over to the design working group. I assume this is you, Mo?
No, this is me. Actually, Hi evening, everybody. So for the design working group, we're currently still working on gift savings. So basically, gift savings is working on ensuring project owners, actually invest their incoming donations for the project, and then they earn yield on their donations, or rather on their incoming donations, and Giveth also earn a percentage of a percentage out of that yield. So the longer you keep your donations on gift savings, the better you earn, and Giveth actually earn less. So we're still working on the spec sheets, and we're still actually working on initial first draft. You could check the Figma link there. And we are also working on we've also worked on the project detailed revamp. So for the project detail page, we had a lot of issues. Like, we added a lot of features on our project page, give power ranking, additional information to inform users about givebacks, ability to leave comments or on updates, to track project updates, project discussion, to facilitate communication between project owners and donors. And just make everything more transparent. So we needed to actually, just redesign and overhaul a lot of things to actually make the experience more seamless. So you could check the forum link out and try and leave comments if you have any other thing to say about this. So we are always welcome to improve our project's single page. Also, we also work for our project. We're also trying to improve the project experience for project owners. So this is also part of the ongoing work called Project Single Page Revamp. We're trying to launch new project overview tab, where we to give you more insightful view of your project's performance. You can actually access all the information you need. All these things will be at the tip of your fingers. So I believe all these new additional updates will actually significantly enhance the user experience for project owners. And we also worked on general purpose landing page. You could check the Figma link there, and if you have any updates, or you have any insight you want us to know, let's just drop a comment on the Figma file or on the design working group. So also, we started working on quadratic funding and Gitcoin passport integration. I think Lauren actually touched on this a bit. So we're taking the first initial steps on trying to create, collate the funding spec sheets, what is expected of design, how we'll actually integrate this with Giveth. So basically, this is actually just to help bring funding to projects that have the largest community supporting them, rather than just projects with few large donations from a few number of people. So basically, I think this will actually make funding more inclusive for project owners, for projects, and at least that is the main aim of Giveth. So I think that is all that from the design working group. And if you notice anything on Giveth, on the platform, or anything you think we could actually improve upon, I'll just drop a message on the working group, on the design working group, and either Mo or me will actually just check it out. So I'll pass to Giveth and Cycle. That's Griff.
Actually, I'm sorry, I had trouble finding the mute button. Oh, come on. Can you hear me? Yes. Actually, we're going to switch it up this week. Last time, Mitch makes all these little snide remarks about being the caboose all the time. So I thought I'd be the caboose, and I think it'll flow better anyway. So yeah, you want to take it, Mitch? Be the DAO working group.
Yeah,
first?
I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, I still, I should be a little bit later in the call, but yeah, DAO working group. Let's look at it. So we got our weekly syncs in our governance calls. They are Monday at 11 a.m. I think it's still 4 p.m. Central European. I don't know. I'm not in Europe. Updates. Some notables here. We got a NR Give distribution ongoing, and the deadline is coming up on May 3rd. Speaking of which, in our NR Give reputation DAO, we got a couple people asking for those tokens. Ramin, Cherik, Mohammed, and Monique are up there. So if you have NR Give tokens, you can jump in there and vote on their proposals in the DAO. And if you're eligible and you haven't done it already, I encourage you to get it done, because remember that you cannot claim these tokens retroactively. Give Garden, I think we're all good. There's nothing in there. Multi-sigs, there's a couple stuff here still from last week. We're still trying to swap out these people. So there's about 5 transactions left on Polygon and Optimism as well to switch these out. And lastly, there's a transaction there missing just one signature actually, to send out some DAI to Griff for putting those funds up front to get our ETH Barcelona bronze sponsorship before the early bird ended. And maybe we got some token log. Let's check it out. I already think I know what I'm going to see there. Boom, look at that. Quadratic funding is on top. Some whale just pushed it through. Move the main app to run on Kubernetes, sure. GiveFi down there in third. Giveth Analytics dashboard, and then we have some of the stuff around project discussions, updated project pages that Mo is working on, and then, well, I'm happy to see those APIs up there as well. That's long overdue. Cool. I think that's all the high level updates we have here. And yeah, I'll just pass it back on to governance to Griff.
Thanks, Mitch. I like being the caboose. This is fun, and it's better because then I can just roll into the spotlight. So yeah, well, the big thing is people are finally taking vacation. It's so great to see. Lots of people taking Eid off on the 20th. I think on the 21st. Ahmad was the only one who put it in there, but I think other people will also be enjoying some well-deserved time off there. We have Cherik, Nicola, and Moshe Hab Cherik is taking today off, but we'll be back. Nicola, Moshe Hab, Franco, all taking some time, well-deserved time next week. And then Giantkin, Heather, Mohammed, and Ashley are just giving us some advance. Oh, Ashley is next week too. So that's good. And of course, AI April is coming in hot. We have Steve, Marco, Corey, Claire, Katabe, Franco, Rodri, Frischel, and Mohammed all showing off their cool tricks and tips tomorrow. We have 2 calls tomorrow at 2 p.m. Europe time and 7 p.m. Europe time. I don't know what the other time zones are, but in Barcelona at least it's 2 and 7. And then on the next Friday, Mateo, Carlos, Suga, Kai, Amin, Heather, Ali Reza, Monique, Mari, Jaff, Mo, Mitch, Breachies, Ashley, Algene, and Nicola are all going to present something epic. So definitely check that out. That's all next week, next week. And they'll also, all those people will be taking a day off. So make sure to give them space to take their time to do some AI fun times. Also, as far as forum posts, there's subDAOification is going in strong, and we have there's also, of course, if you've been working with us for a few months, for over 3 months, definitely apply for your NR Give tokens. There's which solo tokens should we add to Giveth is up there. Santi made a nice post about adding some temporary utility to the PFP collection. As Mitch mentioned, or as someone mentioned, I think it was Mitch, Vlad has some ideas about bringing Givethers to Brazil and all the awesome stuff that the design team is working on with Project Experience. And I think we have a little bit of extra time, and I think it would be really nice if Mitch, if you would be down to talk about the latest in subDAOification.
Yeah, sure. Let's bust it open. So yeah, we had 2 sessions already. For some of you who don't already know, we're looking at splitting up into some more clear like subDAO things. The main goal is like just providing more financial accountability to everybody, creating more clear roles and more boundaries of like, okay, who's working where and on what, and just like really starting to organize ourselves, because up until now it's kind of been just like a free flow. We're not really sure how much we're spending on like certain projects and products, and so just trying to like build some structure into that. So we had 2 sessions, working mostly out of mural boards. Franco's got some recordings there of the last session, all coming together, trying to figure out, okay, like if we're going to reorganize things around these product teams or, you know, programs or whatever, like how are we going to actually do that? So we had that last session. Yeah, you like that meme. So we had the last session. I took it. I was like, okay, I think I have a pretty good idea. And so we're organizing a stewards call. Hopefully, no, it will be next week. Just, you know, however many I can attend. And then I made this big update, kind of synthesizing everybody's info, building on some concerns that were raised and like what I think, how we can deal with them. Each part. What do actually product teams look like? Because there's various different opinions, and trying to like put them into something that makes sense. And then, as you can see, I do my best guess as to what actual working groups I think make sense as like sort of autonomous units. Like if you talk about Giveth, everything is connected, but how can we break it down in the best way? So there's 6 working groups that I propose there. I try and like bullet point like, okay, what's the scope of each? What kind of skills do they need within them? So, you know, DApp, give economy, rewards, DAO ops, communitas, fundraising. And then the second thing are these kind of like things that exist in the background, which are chapters, and they're more of like units of like people who have the same skills that kind of like hang out. They can do centralized resource planning. They can do peer review. They can, you know, get support from each other. And so these chapters exist sort of in the background, and there will be, I'm suggesting, development, communications, design, and DevOps. So that's the gist of it. I want people to look at it, think about it, make some comments if they want, if there's something that could be changed, or maybe just, you know, give me a thumbs up, like, and then hopefully we can break it down when we have a 2-hour session for stewards next week.
Thank you, Mitch. This is amazing, and I wanted to highlight it. This is the culmination of a lot of work. So we all praise Mitch on this one for putting this together, and definitely I think this will be popping off this week. So make some comments in this forum so we know where everyone's head is at. Let's see, and the spotlight today. Let's jump into it. We have, oh come on. Oh, I'm in the wrong window. That's why. We have Trelis. Yeah. So I don't want to go crazy here trying to introduce Trelis when we have the experts. Ronan is here. Ronan McGovern. I see you just put on your video. Do you want to give us a heads up on what Trelis is and the problems you guys are trying to solve?
Absolutely, yeah. We're an Irish business and we offer recurring payments. So I guess a lot of charities accept subscription type donations rather than just one-off, where somebody might donate, $10 a month or $100 a year or something like that. And it's kind of a nice tool to have. if you're on the receiving end as a charity, to be able to receive that constant stream of income, right? If you have recurring expenses. I guess the challenge for crypto though is that it often means the donor would have to go in and approve a payment every month or every year, and that's kind of a friction if it doesn't happen automatically. And so what Trelis allows you to do is to get a direct debit type flow where the customer, or the donor in this case, would just approve at the very start, and then there's automatically a withdrawal from that wallet on a monthly or on a yearly basis. Now, I'm not sure if I'm able to share my screen here. I could maybe do a quick demo. Maybe somebody could let me know
Yeah.
if
Yeah, you can do it. Let's see.
if the screen is showing up here. How's that look? You should see a donate to Giveth button here. This is a
No,
sample
I don't
of.
see it yet.
Not yet.
Maybe I'll stop sharing and you can try again.
And you can decrease the frame rate when Clubs uses.
There it is. Now we're golden.
And do you see donate to Giveth here on the screen?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a sample donation. It's a 1 USDC per month. The customer would connect their wallet like this. This is on Polygon right now, and they'll subscribe. And the subscription is it's a signature, so they don't have to pay any gas. And what they're doing is giving permission for spending of 1 USDC every month. And so now there's going to be an initial payment of 1 USDC withdrawn at time 0. And then on a monthly basis, there's going to be an automatic withdrawal from the customer's wallet. So this is pretty much the tool. We have an API that allows this to be integrated. It's a pretty standard REST API. Also, if you just log on to trelis.com as a merchant or as a charity, you can connect your wallet. My wallet is already connected here, but as a merchant, I can connect my wallet and I could just create a subscription here, like let's say donation monthly to Giveth, something like this, and create a link that will allow for a donation to arrive into my wallet. And then the customer connects their wallet here. So that's pretty much the demo, but happy to take any questions.
Wow, that is slick. What is your guys' funding strategy? How do you do you guys take a percentage of the donations, or how does that work?
Yeah, so above a threshold, we have 1% fee.
Above a threshold. So if it's a small subscription, you don't take any fee?
Right, yeah.
That's cool. Wow, you are very concise. What is the threshold?
So we want to just make it easy kind of at the lower levels, especially for sign-ups, so that people can try it out. We've been trying to do it like up to $100 per month, for example, as a threshold.
Wow, that's very generous. That's very generous.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
That was cool. Thanks for the demo, Ronan. I'm Suga. I was wondering, so who are you? Who are your clients?
Well, I'm the founder of Trelis, which is an Irish company that has developed this software. And just to be clear, it's non-custodial. The funds go directly from the donor to the charity. We don't touch the funds. You asked then, who are our customers? Primarily Web3 native businesses. For example, in journalism, you have blogs that have monthly subscriptions, or you have podcasts. So they're the businesses that we're looking at. We're a very new piece of software as well, so still working to get our early customers on board.
Thanks. Cool. Good luck.
I'm
Can
curious
you
to know
set?
about.
Sorry,
Sorry,
go ahead, Ashley.
I was just gonna ask, like, what all chains are supported? Like, which networks are supported? And is it like all tokens or?
It's not all tokens. We are on EVM chains, so it's easy for us to add any EVM chain, like Polygon is what you saw there, adding Ethereum, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Optimism. We would need to do a bit more work to get non-EVM chains on board. Also, We currently support USDC for specific design aspects of the smart contract that allow us to get this flow. Use a permit function in the smart contract. There probably is a way to do it with some other tokens as well, but the customer would have to pay some gas on the initial approval. Whereas right now it's all gasless for the customer. So a short answer is EVM chains with USDC. The next easiest thing would be to add more tokens on EVM chains, and more work would be to add non-EVM.
Are there other tokens with the permit functionality that you could just simply add, or not so much?
No, it's kind of surprising. Only really Circle has put in the permit. There's some kind of obscure tokens like Liquidity USD has the permit. But a lot of tokens don't actually seem to put it into their contracts, which surprises me. But
Give token on mainnet has it.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Not on
Yeah.
XI, sadly.
I mean, the approve function is usually there, and that allows somebody to approve, but they have to just pay a little gas at the start.
Is it currently deployed on any chains besides Polygon?
It's currently, if you just log in, it'll just be Polygon by default, but on the back end we can control. So if somebody signs up for a merchant account and gets in touch, then we could change the chain on the back end.
Ah, cool. Wow. Well, and so what's the easiest way if our dev team is hot to trot and wants to integrate this functionality with our front end? I saw you have a really nice API documentation. Is that something that you think would make sense, that we could just add a subscriptions tab into our donations page and use our front end completely?
Yeah, that would be the sexiest way to do it.
Well, that's the way we play, for sure. Let's do it right.
Yeah, I think though, if you just want to quickly play around, the no-code payment links from the dashboard are easy just to get a feel for it. But yeah, if you want to make it kind of fully integrated, then the API is the way to go.
Anybody else have any questions? I think this is such a beautiful piece of software. I love the approach. Just do something simple really well. I really love how quickly you set all that up and how fast everything looks. Major props. Oh, I see Giant Kin is typing. Oh yeah, can you paste the link in the chat to the Trelis and
sure.
any other links that are interesting?
I'll do that now. And thanks for the opportunity to present. Thanks to Ashley for inviting me on. And if anyone has any questions, I'll also just put in my email here so people can reach out.
I have a really simple question. Are you an Irish company because you're Irish? Or is there another reason?
I live here as well. I did live in the US for 10 years. My last startup was a US company. But I'm going full Irish now for this.
That's exciting. That's nice, man. Well, thank you, Ronan. That was incredible. And so, if anyone else has any questions, Ronan put his email in here, so we'll definitely hit you up, and we'll see if subscriptions are in our near future. They were definitely something. They've been something we've been looking into for a long time. So, Matteo, do you have any questions for him?
No, just praising.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
actually
cool.
asking the same question though before we go. So can you oh wait, you're answering in the chat. Forever. Okay, so is there some way you can make an option so the user can set monthly for the next 3 years or something? And then it just approves that amount?
Yeah, so right now we default to approving, I think it's 36 months worth of funds. So that's an absolute cap. So they would have to renew after 36 months, but in principle, we could easily let the customer do it with a slider. There's kind of a lot of UX trade-offs here. You want to keep it simple for the customer. You want to keep it transparent. There's balances here that merchants and customers may or may not always be aligned on.
Yeah, well, it's very clear that you're taking a UX first approach with your app, and it's very obvious and very slick. So well done, Ronan. This is epic. And if you need any more introductions, honestly, you have a really nice product. So feel free to also DM me and if there's a group that you want to especially reach out to, I'm happy to help.
Appreciate that, folks. And it was fun to listen in as well. Cheers.
Thanks, Ronan.
Thanks, Ronan.
Super
Thank you,
cool.
everyone.
Bye.